part of his so-called domestic reform. So here's a Pope, essentially.
Okay.
He will sanction, he will approve of Napoleon's rule. Okay? He will sanction Napoleon's rule. He will approve of Napoleon's rule. Okay. First concession. Second concession. We will once more implement private ownership of land. So you nobles, you nobility, your titles in your lands, as a concession, we will honor, we will respect private ownership of land.
What was the first one?
Okay, so the first one, we will acknowledge Roman Catholicism as the official religion. What is the second? Respect private property. Is that for the second estate?
Oh my god.
Yes.
I cannot retain any of
Okay, for the third estate,
no Roman
we will implement
something.
land and tax reforms. Okay, we gotta make it fair. Land and tax reforms. Do these efforts help to stabilize French society? Yes. Okay.
What is the third one?
Land and tax reforms
What?
to the third estate.
I'm recording her.
Okay. Now, in response, after stabilizing French society,
Wait, what was the second one?
I can't take
we are going to see Napoleon himself not just simply having aspirations to rule over France,
Rachel, what was the second one?
but extending his control throughout Western Europe. Okay, so here's your helpful hint. So that lovely lady up there asked, what do we know about Napoleon? You should know he is an aspirer. He aspires to this. He wants this. He is an aspirer of a grand empire. A-S-P-I-R-E-R. Aspire. He aspires for, he dreams of. So here's your helpful hint. You ask, hey, we know about Napoleon, right? Good question. We need to know he is an aspirer. He aspires to have a grand empire. Sorry. Sorry. See, good questions, right? He aspires for a grand empire. He simply doesn't want to conquer France. He wants to extend his reign over Western Europe by leading a series of foreign wars and invasions to other lands. He's going to be invading other lands, other territories. He aspires a grand empire.
No, come back here.
Okay. Now, by the way, Napoleon, for the most part, is pretty successful. He is going to conquer parts of Germany, parts of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Bless you. And by 1812, he will arrive in Russia. Okay. Now, Napoleon, again, is an ambitious guy, despite being, by modern standards, relatively short. Okay. In 1812, he will begin his ill-fated journey in Russia. Okay. He will catch these Russian troops completely unaware. Like, oh my god, here's Napoleon. Napoleon starts to invade in 1812. He pushes into the interior of Russia itself. But what stops him?
The cold.
One of the coldest winters in Russian record. Here's Napoleon. He's going to push into the interior. Within a matter of months, his troops of over 600,000 men would be bogged down, would become victims of the extreme cold. And when Napoleon finally is able to limp out of Russia itself as a result of frostbite, war, malnutrition, starvation, 600,000 troops will be reduced to a mere 30,000. Oh. Okay. This is what, in part, will help defeat Napoleon at the very famous Battle of Waterloo. Okay, so maybe some of you folks have heard this expression, oh my God, that's my Waterloo, that's my ultimate weakness. That is my critical defeat. Okay, I consider chocolate and ice cream my Waterloo, my critical, I can't say no, it defeats any diet every single time. Okay. Within a matter of years, 3 to be exact, since beginning his ill-fated venture in invading and conquering Russia, in 1850, led by British troops, Napoleon will be defeated at the critical Battle of Waterloo. Here's this poor guy, you know, once the emperor, kind of angry, right? He gets defeated. Okay, this guy is so sneaky that despite being arrested, put under house arrest, and exiled to a small island in the middle of the Mediterranean, this guy escapes. Tries to take over France again, has to be arrested, and finally is exiled to a small island located off the coast of Africa known as St. Helena. Okay, poor Napoleon dies from natural causes during his exile. Poor guy, yeah. After surviving everything, he dies. After escaping twice. Okay, he's exiled first once, escapes. He's exiled again to a small island located off the coast of Africa and dies of natural causes. Oh.
Can't you just say this one so we're done?
Yes.
When that happened, like, the stuff was 600,000 today.
Yes. That's absolutely correct. Now, what is the significance of Napoleon and the French Revolution? Well, from these revolutions, we are going to see new ideologies, new systems of beliefs that will emerge, 3 of which do appear in your study guide. Napoleon is in fact credited with spreading at least one. Napoleon is associated first and foremost with a term that does appear in your study guide, nationalism. He is credited with establishing nationalism in France, nationalistic sentiment. He is also credited with spreading nationalism throughout Western Europe. Okay, so let me explain what nationalism is. This is why I'm in the break. I also wrote up what nationalism is on the board. Okay? Nationalism is a very basic definition. It is a belief that people are bound together by ethnic, cultural, and territorial links. It is a very basic definition. Napoleon will be credited with spreading this idea of nationalism. The idea that people are bound together by ethnic, cultural, and territorial links. Now, what do I mean by that? To mobilize the French population, Napoleon will appeal to a sense of nationalism among the French people. We need to defend the French nation, our borders, our culture, our people. This is how he will mobilize the French population. Be careful. Napoleon will also spread these ideas when he invades other countries. Now, people in Germany, people in England will say we have to defend our borders, our nation state, because of these invading French. So he will both create it and spread it. Questions? Yes?
Definition for nationalism.
I don't know, depending on the different versions. Yeah, but you should know nationalism. Absolutely. Great questions. Let's wrap this bad boy up here. Oh my god. Gee, thanks.
Oh, I fucking love you.
Thanks. See how lucky you guys are now when I let you guys out early? Oh. Okay. Now, by the way, the French Revolution will ultimately influence, by the way, this is the shortest revolution, the Haitian Revolution, a French colony located, either how you pronounce it, the Caribbean or Caribbean. Okay? The Haitian Revolution is intrinsically, it is linked, in fact, to the French Revolution. First and foremost, it is a French sugar colony. Okay, so there are political ties. No problem. There's a political linkage. Haiti is a French sugar colony. And in Haiti, located in the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it, there are three classes. Okay? Three classes who profit off primarily the sugar production of Haiti. Who are these three classes? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I also wrote up the numbers for you. Don't worry, I will also say it because I know I'm blocking you guys from it. Just say it. Hope you're fine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, living in Haiti at this time are three distinct populations who will be influenced both by the American and the French Revolution. There are 40,000 white French settlers. 40,000 white French settlers that dominate the upper echelons, the upper part, the upper crust of French society. 40,000 whites. 30,000, we refer to them as Hapa people, mixed race, Jean de Coulier, in Haiti. These are half white, half Africans. Hapa people, mixed race. Good question? 30,000. Excellent questions. You want to ask me them? And finally, we have the third and largest population, the slave population, nearly 500,000, 500,000 enslaved Africans. All three will be influenced by the American and French Revolution. Okay. These whites will hear about political independence, both in America and France. And do they support that? Do they want to pay more taxes? No. So here are 40,000 whites. They're going to advocate for their own freedoms. Okay. Here are essentially this mixed race of 30,000, Hapa, Jean de Coulier. Over 800 of them, in fact, had fought in the American Revolution. Okay, so they experienced revolution firsthand. Over 800 had, in fact, fought in the American Revolution. Over 800, yes. So they specifically were impacted by the American Revolution. 30,000 of the mixed race. Okay, so they brought back ideas to say, hey, you know what the guys are doing up in America? So they're fighting for each other. And finally, of course, do these slaves want their own independence? Yes. Okay.